maximize their outcomes. With single tenant also offering just starting on as small as 2 servers, this is really big as well. In most VMware environments, you need a minimum of 3 or 4 systems to get started. And now with as a service single tenant, you can get started on as small as 2, and then multi-tenant giving a lot of flexibility as small as 1 vCPU and 1 gig of RAM. The reason we offer 2 different solutions on as a service of single tenant or multi-tenant really has a lot to do with our heritage working with customers in regulated spaces where they want to make sure that they are mitigated from cross hypervisor attacks or noisy neighbor concerns or data sovereignty and residency. The single tenant solution helps customers solve for many of those needs. And then multi-tenant gives customers a lot of flexibility where they may not have those regulations and those controls, but they want to get a lot of elasticity and also cost control out of those environments. This is a really helpful chart to kind of understand what are the responsibilities and roles for the different offerings that we offer within IBM Cloud. For customers that are on premise today, all of the responsibility across all of those functions really is at the hands of that customer or their partner that's helping them to manage the environment. As they're looking at options of moving onto IBM Cloud, our classic solution gives them a very similar experience, but we're now handling the basic deployment of the infrastructure, the validation and the verification of the VMware environment, and then also offering them licensing in an integrated solution. But they have full responsibility that once the system is deployed, they're going to have to configure it into a cluster. They'll be responsible for the patching and the updating, and also many architecture decisions will still be their responsibility. As you move over from the left to the right, you'll see that there's more offloading of responsibility by IBM and then less responsibility for the customer as they move into these different solutions. Our automated classic still gives you a lot of control, but we're now automating the deployment of that architecture, including the number of components, making it easy to scale up and scale down. And then they can really just focus on the operation of the VMware cluster and not so much having to design it necessarily. VCF brings a lot of standardization into that solution as well. And VCF on VPC now simplifies some of the architecture, helps to automate more of that deployment, and then continues to put the customer in the driver's seat, but they don't have as much control over the architecture as there's more standardization. And then as you move into our as a service platform, single tenant as a fully managed platform gives customers a lot of the benefits of bringing those solutions onto the platform, but they still have responsibility to maintain infrastructure capacity. If they've oversubscribed or if they have a maintenance event, it's going to be the customer's responsibility to make sure that they're taking those actions and then balancing their workloads accordingly. And then with multi-tenant, we're handling that responsibility. If a server fails or if there's a maintenance, we'll handle that completely transparent to the customer. They just tell us how much resource they need, and then our teams will be working diligently behind the scenes to make sure that they continue to run and they get the benefits of a fully managed platform with the very elastic controls. Also, single tenant uniquely does give customers, because it is a single tenant solution, the ability to bring their own licensing and image for their operating systems. With multi-tenant, because it's a multi-tenant cloud service, we have responsibility to meter for Red Hat and for Windows. So there is some additional options and considerations depending on the license model for single tenant or multi-tenant. And this can also be a benefit for customers that either want to use our licensing and get rid of other agreements, or if they'd like to bring those licenses and just kind of pick up where they left off. So in the interest of time, I'm going to kind of speed up just a little bit. There are some considerations here on that transformation journey. What we're really trying to encourage in the mindset of engaging with our customers and partners is some main really high-level steps. That at the beginning, you need to choose the right platform and the right partner to help in a time of need. And this is where we can really help. Once we've partnered with our customers and our partners, we can help them optimize, we can help them maximize, they can innovate on top of our platform, and then they can modernize at their own pace with many different options. And this is all part of that journey and that transformation